Welcome back to round 3 coverage of Four Horsemen Modern Friday Night Magic. I am Daniel D'Amato.
And I am Kurt Nye. And
we have a spicy matchup for you. Death Shadow versus Dredge.
Yep. What is there to say about this one?
It's really who's going to turn sideways first. And, I mean, both of these decks are very powerful. The Death Shadow deck's interactive in the sense that I can interact with your opponent's hand.
Right.
But Dredge is like, I'm doing my own thing. It's up to you whether or not you want to stop it.
Dredge doesn't have a ton of interaction. Ooh, rolls an 11.
11. He rolls better than I do. And there's the average 7.
So Brandon's going to be on the play.
We're going to go and give them the green light here. They're ready to start whenever they're good.
Alright, so both players look at their hand.
There's a Conflagrate. We got a land. And a Faithless Looting and a Darkmoor Salvage, I think. You really can't ask anything more for Dredge for that. That's a pretty solid opener.
That's a pretty good opener right there.
Bloodghast too, Stinkweed Imp. Yeah, that's a really solid opener.
Looks like Brandon's got a couple lands.
He's got a Veil in hand.
Wooded foothills.
I think it's a Tarfire, a Liliana the Veil. I think he is flooded in his hand a little bit, though.
Yeah.
And Liliana the Veil, not the best planeswalker against Dredge.
No. I mean, really not. I'm trying to think of, like, what can you do with her? You could try to alter when he's already dredged up the majority of his creatures to cut it in half a little bit, but she's really not going to be doing much.
I mean, if you're telling the Dredge player to discard a card, I feel like they're like, okay.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
if
sure,
you
thanks.
insist.
Thanks for letting me put my Golgari Thug back into my graveyard.
Yeah.
You know?
So it looks like that hand was not good enough for Ryan, so he's going to ship that here and represent to Brandon. Brandon is going to keep his 7.
Yeah. Interesting, because Ryan's hand looked like it was pretty solid, so I wonder what he was hoping to get.
Maybe it shows us what we know about Dredge. I guess we have to play the deck to know what's good. But that hand also looks really good.
Yeah.
There's two prized amalgams. Stinkweed Imp.
Prize amalgams in hand, though, not necessarily.
You do need to get rid of them. He's gonna ship that. I mean, like, this is why I like the first hand though, because that Faithless Looting.
Yeah, I mean, he had the nuts and bolts. It seemed like, really, but
getting the being able to get the Stinkweed Imp and the Conflagrate in the yard, or the Bloodghast in the yard, and just.
Looks like Brandon's going to keep his hand,
yeah.
Which, I mean, it looked like he was pretty floated up, but maybe he's just hoping he'll draw into something.
I feel like when you go to decks like these, Death Shadow and Dredge, they can mulligan very badly.
Yeah.
Like, I know from playing ad nauseum, like, that deck, while it could mulligan well, can also just mulligan terrible. Like, you can have a hand of, like, a Seer Visions, a Simian Spirit Guide, and 4 lands, and you're like, well.
Great. Hope I get something really nice like this Seer Visions.
Alright, so let's see if Ryan can pick up a better 5 here.
Alright. More. Narcomoeba's in the hand. It hurts.
It hurts, but I think you may have to keep this one. You got 2 lands.
You can't, like.
Bloodghast, like.
Mulling to 4 is going to feel real bad.
You have to hope to draw a Faithless Looting. And, he's also on the draw, too, so.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he wants 4.
Wow, goodness. Pardon my yawning, also. It's been a long day for me as it gets into the hours of the evening.
Yeah, I drafted Modern Masters this morning.
Oh, nice. Did you do the midnight draft?
I did do a midnight draft.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it was a very fun format.
I can't stay up that late anymore these days. I had to be at my classes this morning. So I was like, I'm going to go home and get some sleep.
I am going to pass out after this.
Yeah.
And sleep for a long time.
Yeah. I might be heading out after this to meet up with some people for some St. Patrick's Day shenanigans, but it's not really my MO, so I'm not entirely sure if that's
what. Well, 3 lands and prized amalgam is the hand to keep.
Man, 3 mulligans, 3 prized amalgams. Yep. That is not. I feel like that's just real bad luck.
That is bad luck there, but we have a Windswept Heath from Brandon Unger.
Yep.
It's like a Copperline Gorge from Ryan to pass the turn.
Oh, doesn't crack the Windswept Heath. I don't know.
Now we're choosing to crack it. I'm assuming we're going to go to...
Oh. No, just going to go to 19. Well,
I feel like this deck is going
out, so he might just be buying this time until he can get the Liliana drop, I guess.
Let's see. I'm assuming we are going to be going to 17 because we are playing.
He is going to 17.
Unfair cards in our deck. I think it's going to be a Thought Seize or an Inquisition.
Yeah.
There's a Thought Seize. Put Brandon down to 15.
And Brandon,
oh! He is forced to take prized amalgam.
yeah. Well, that actually just kind of helps Ryan out a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
So Brandon has been using Death Shadow for a long time.
Yeah.
He ran it with Gataxian Probe, and he was the only person, I think, who ever came into the store who used it, as far as I know.
For a while there,
Yeah.
I believe so. It looks like Ryan literally has lands in hand, unfortunately.
Ugh.
So I think Brandon may just go instep, fetch, Tarfire you.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, Liliana's not going to do a lot in this game. This is going to make you discard.
Yeah.
And you don't want your opponent to be discarding, because if they draw a Dredger.
No, not in Dredge. Yeah, that's...
Because all it takes is that one creature to be able to enable it right back to where it needs to be.
Right.
So Brandon looking for that land.
What's he looking for here?
That is a
It's the
question.
second time he's gone through the deck.
There's a stomping
just
ground.
need a stomping grounds. Okay.
And yeah, we're gonna shock down to 12, and we may see a Tarfire. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yep, that's the card on top. He's gonna target himself
yeah.
with Tarfire.
Shocking himself to 10. All right.
Shock with Tarfire, and if this is Tarmogoyf
Did he
to
just?
follow up.
It looked like he may have just drawn a Death Shadow, but I'm not sure. Oh no,
Street
There we go.
Wraith.
It was a Street Wraith.
Going down to 8.
There's another fetch land.
And
there's a
5/5
Death Shadow.
Death Shadow.
Man, oh man.
It's
And
like
Ryan
Liliana, Gore
just
Clan in hand, too.
Flooded out here. Can't get anything in his graveyard.
He just drew a Narcomoeba.
Oh man. Oh, that's so rough.
Yeah, this game, I think, when you mull to 4 is kind of already...
Yeah.
You kind of already lost hope. And there's coming across for 5. But with a potential to take 6 and make it 11.
He's got 2 fetch lands, so he could actually pump it up to a 7.
But putting
Or
yourself...
no, you're right. No, it's 6/6 here. It's all right.
it would be 11-11. Because he'll be at 2
Oh,
life
if
he
he
does this.
fetches and shocks.
So
yeah.
he's got to
All
be
right,
careful,
all right.
though, because if Ryan top decks Conflagrate,
Yeah.
Brandon just loses.
Yep. So Brandon just dropped to 5.
So Death Shadow just became an 8/8.
8/8. Looks
And
like
it's like
he will
it's
be
gonna
content to just
yeah.
hit for 8 here.
It's going to stay an 8/8, it looks like. Let's see what we have coming up next. Conflagrate would make this game interesting.
Yeah. No way for Ryan to hit him for 5 just yet, though.
So it's like we're going to have Liliana join the battlefield, and she's not going to do anything.
No. So Ryan's going to crack a fetch. Try to shuffle up his deck and get a good draw here.
Yeah, we really need something here.
That's what you got to do in this situation.
I mean, if you can get lucky and just sit on Conflagrate and hope your opponent gets greedy. I don't know if Brandon has any more burn in hand, but we'll see.
Yeah. Does Ryan have the Conflagrate too? I thought he mulliganed it away.
He mulliganed
Did he
it
draw
away.
another one? Okay.
He had it in his opening hand.
Yeah. He should just kept it.
Yeah, that opening hand was really solid.
Yeah. Interesting. I like to dissect his brain a little bit.
Yeah.
And see.
Maybe one of the cards we saw
Resource.
just wasn't good.
Maybe, yeah.
Alright, what do we
is
got
that
here?
Bulgari Thug?
That is... It looks like a thug.
Yeah. That's the new art one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just
Yeah,
gonna cast
there's
it.
Golgari
Yep.
Thug. Which is fine. He needs to get something in the yard.
Right.
Unfortunately, if Brandon has a removal spell, he can just -2 Liliana.
Yeah.
Or not removal, sorry, burn spell. He can -2 Liliana, burn Ryan, and kill you. Or burn himself.
Yeah, I mean, the game is Brandon's to lose now because he has so many ways he could just
Right.
kill Ryan this turn.
Yeah, so there's the Liliana going down. Sack a creature. It's going to take care of the thug. I think Brandon has a Goyf and a Gore Clan. So Gore Clan actually will be lethal here. He says that's good. He's like, alright, 4 damage, Blood Rush.
Yep, there we go.
And that's going to do it.
Alright, well, interesting to see what they sideboard in here. Hopefully Ryan doesn't have to mull the 4 again in game 2.
So as well. I would like to see.
Dredge, it's not a deck from a personal standpoint that I'm a huge fan of. I don't know if I would ever play it, but I do like watching Dredge.
Dredge is cool, yeah.
It's neat to just see Dredge go off, especially when it really hits its draws, and it's a really well-oiled machine, and just all the pieces are going into place. I think it makes for a fun viewing experience.
Yeah, Dredge is really cool, and seeing like the interactions and the lines that it can play is just, it's wild.
Tough part about Dredge, though, I feel like it's a deck that would be hard to sideboard. Because
I think so too.
And you get that a lot with the combo decks. The really finely tuned decks, it's hard, I think, to justify taking cards out for sideboard.
Right, and that's not the thing. It's like Dredge, not really like a huge combo deck, but sort of like a combo aspect of like what it does, and you don't want to mess with that too much because it could just ruin the whole engine, and that's where sideboarding is difficult with decks like these.
Alright, looks like Brandon's taking out the Lilianas. I just saw him grab one and pull it out, which means I wasn't paying attention before, but he probably grabbed the rest. Looks like Brandon is all boarded up. Ryan's still taking a look, trying to figure out what he's going to do. Looks like he's swapping out 4 cards.
Yeah, and if you're Death Shadow, I mean, what do you really think you have to combat Dredge?
Well, I just saw him take a Liliana out, which means he probably took all of them out, I imagine.
I would think so. Liliana doesn't seem that strong in this matchup. And there's got to be some type of sideboard interaction that is just better.
I mean, I don't know what the new Death Shadow sideboards anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have.
I don't know if they're running cards like Anger. Like Anger would be really
right.
solid.
Yeah, Anger's always really great against Dredge. Grafdigger's Cage would be good. I mean, Grafdigger's Cage is great against Dredge.
Yeah, Grafdigger's Cage is really solid, and I don't think Death Shadow, to an extent, doesn't really touch their yard. They're more concerned about building the Tarmogoyf.
They want it to be there, so they don't want to run something like Relic.
Right. They want their yard still.
Right. They need it for Delirium and for Tarmogoyf, but they don't cast anything out of it. So Grafdigger's Cage, I think, would be an appropriate sideboard card for this matchup.
Cage seems like a solid choice.
Yeah.
Maybe some small removal spells too, like if pushes are in the sideboard, like that's not terrible. Like Fatal Pushing, take care of Blood Gas.
Yeah.
Or like you can fetch, take care of the prized amalgams. Dredge is like one of those random decks also that can just randomly have all 4 amalgams in my yard.
One turn
and just bring them back.
One turn they've got nothing, and the next turn they've got 3 Blood Gas and prize amalgams and Narcomoebas, and they can fill the board super quick.
So I think Ryan is going to keep this one. Maybe he's got looks like a looting, a cathartic reunion.
He's got a cathartic. I mean,
I feel like you need to. You're drawing a lot of cards.
What more do you want from an opening hand for Dredge, really?
There is a Copperline Gorge into a Faithless Looting.
Yeah.
You're going to draw 2. Let's see
Looks
what
like
we
he
get
got a life from the loam, so he can start the dredging now if he wants on his next turn.
Yep, I think we're definitely going to see that hit the yard.
And he drew. He's got 2 cathartics in hand.
That's really solid.
He might just pitch a land here.
It's looking like the call. He does have more land than he needs.
Yeah.
And he can also loan it back. Yep, so there's this.
Pitches the Wooded Foothills.
So this is really strong here. If he can hit a Dredger, Cathartic Reunion has the chance, essentially, to chain his dredges out.
Yeah. So he can definitely dredge back the loam on his draw.
And then cast Cathartic Reunion. As we're discarding loam to Cathartic Reunion. Or like if he doesn't get a dredger here.
Yeah, if he doesn't get another dredger.
So
life is Dredge 3.
Dredge 3,
right?
yes.
Yeah, okay. So pretty high, almost as high as Thug.
There's
Oh.
Thoughtseize, which I don't know
Well,
if that's going to help you. We got Faithless Looting. I mean, it's going to take care of...
Decay.
It's going to take...
Interesting.
I like that. It's going to take care of Death Shadow and Tarmogoyf. But, I mean, I feel like if you're looking at this hand with Thoughtseize, dropping you down to 15, you're going to need to take a Cathartic Green. Not Cathartic.
No.
Oh, Abrupt Decay is going to be
Takes
the move.
Abrupt Decay. He doesn't want to lose his Goyfs or his Death Shadows, it seems like. So...
I think Reunion is about to get really powerful here. Hopefully, I do want to see it. So there's a Dredge 3 per turn.
There's the Dredge.
See what we get. We got a Gorge, a Prize Amalgam, and a Stinkweed Imp. Alright, that's solid.
Alright.
So now this is where it gets really good.
Yeah. What's the Dredge on the Imp?
5.
5? Okay, that's
So
what
if
I
we
thought.
can get...
well,
you know what?
surgical extraction on the Imp. Well, I mean, that hurts Ryan a little bit, but there's so many other cards that he can dredge with that it's not...
Like I said, you can still go Cathartic Green and discarding Life from the Loam and another card. Alright, start with Dredge 3. Alright, for my next draw, dredge this.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
I almost would have...
I like taking Amalgam.
Maybe take an Amalgam. I mean, if you take the Amalgams out and then you get the Blood Gas next with another surgical extraction, you really are saying you have to come at me with Thugs and Stinkweed Imps, which only have 1 power. You know, they're a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, honestly, if I were Ryan, I don't think I'd be too sad about that surgical extraction at all.
I think you're okay with that.
It slows his dredging down a little bit.
Yes.
Because now he's going to have to pitch the Loam again to a Cathartic and
Right.
try to do it all over again next turn. So just slow him down for a turn.
So let's see what happens here. I'm assuming the Cathartic Reunion is going to be cast.
Yeah.
All he needs is a Narcomoeba to get this Amalgam in
He
play.
could also...
Alright, there's the draw for turn.
Yeah.
Wait.
Ooh. Yeah, what is that about? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what happened there. It's kind of one of those things that they, before I could get down there quick enough, they've already progressed very far.
Yep.
So I don't like that Ryan didn't see the line, though, of I like Cathartic discarding Loam and trying to go for it, but I think he's just trying to build his yard here.
Yeah. And with that draw, I mean, technically this is casual Magic. If his opponent didn't catch it, it's...
We would have him to pick a card. We would pick a random card from his hand and go on top of his library, and we shuffle it away.
Right.
Well, we still got double Cathartic, and it looks like maybe a creature in hand.
Man, and Brandon already down to 10 life.
Yeah, this is 10 life, and this may be a Goyf. And it is.
Yeah.
So, Goyf is going to be a land instant sorcery creature. And that's all she wrote. So it looks like we got a 4.
4/5?
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Look at that. It's a 45-45. Good on Brandon to show us the power and the toughness of the Goyf.
Alright.
Air is a Dredge for turn. We got a Bloodstained Mire, a Dark... a Black... Oh. So this is where I think you need to cast that Cathartic Reunion.
Yeah, definitely.
Or you can maybe flashback looting, but I think you got a Cathartic discarding the land and the life from the Loam.
Yeah.
Well, unless that's another Dredger. That could be a Dredger in his hand, which would be really good.
Yeah, I can't quite see what it is.
So there's Cathartic.
He is going to Cathartic.
And we're going to discard... It's like Loam.
What is that card?
That is Vengeful Pharaoh.
Vengeful Pharaoh. Wow, I'm going to have to look that one up. I remember when that card came out, and that's one of those cards that you look at and you go, oh, that's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
And then you don't really think about it ever again.
So he did hit... so on his first draw, he managed to dredge... He has 2 other dredgers, so it looks like... for his second draw, I think he's debating which one he wants to do.
Yeah. Alright, let's look at Vengeful Pharaoh. Alright, it's a 5/4 with Death Touch.
I'm not sure what happened.
Oh, I wasn't looking. I was looking at the card. What happened here?
I think he may have just drawn 2 cards. Which is fine. You're allowed to... You can dredge and then draw 2. But... I think he had 5 cards in hand, which means I think we have 2
Did he screw up his dredge draw twice then?
I don't think he dredged at all.
Oh.
I think he dredged once and didn't do it.
Okay.
I think that's Vengeful Pharaoh, and it's going on top of his library.
Yeah. Alright. The Vengeful Pharaoh, 5/4 Death Touch. Whenever combat damage is dealt to you or a planeswalker you control, if Vengeful Pharaoh is in your graveyard, you destroy target attacking creature, then put Vengeful Pharaoh on top of your library.
Seems pretty good to deal with Tarmogoyfs.
Yeah.
That's what we just saw here. That Tarmogoyf got destroyed.
Right, yeah, and he got the Vengeful Pharaoh on top. And now he dredged 4 for the Thug. Got a Narco Amoeba.
So there we go. The amalgams can come back.
That's going to bring his 3 prize amalgams back at the end of the turn, too.
Yeah, that's going to be strong.
You know, man, if you have the chance to surgical extraction on a dredge deck, I feel like you got to go for either a prize amalgam or Bloodghast.
Yeah, and there's the Bloodghast trigger. Yeah. And you know what? Brandon's at 10, so Bloodghast has haste.
Yeah. Can't really attack into that big beefy Goyf, though.
But the Vengeful Pharaoh makes the Goyf also not be able to attack.
Interesting defensive card for Dredge.
Ryan
here.
is at 16. He didn't have to take damage off of one of those Goyfs.
Narcomoeba can start getting in there, though.
Yeah. Good old Narcomoeba. What will we do without you?
So, I think he's debating what to do here. I think Cathartic Reunion is going to be the call. Oh, he's going to fetch first.
He's going to fetch. Go to 15.
See what he's going. Yep,
and shock himself, so down to 13.
13.
Well, alright, so now he's a dredge deck with a fairly fleshed out graveyard.
Yes, we have a decent board state here. I mean, he can technically, I think, he may just be able to go wide around this Goyf.
Oh, easily. I mean, he's going to get 3 prize amalgams back at the end of the turn. He's going to flash back Faithless Looting here.
And you're going to be able also to just, like...
And he's going to use 1 draw to dredge 4 again.
It's just solid because from here, it's just, like, if you hit your Conflagrate too, it can just be all over. So there's 1, 2, Haunted Dead.
Haunted Dead, another Bloodghast.
And another
Faithless Looting. Well, can't get that Bloodghast back just yet. So he already played land for turn.
Yep. And he's just going to draw another card.
Yeah.
Which seems fun. He has 2 Cathartic Reunion in hand.
Yeah. Man, Dredge, what a busted ability.
Yes, there is the Storm Scale of Magic.
Yeah.
Storm and Dredge are apparently a 9.9 out of 10 on that scale.
Which means
I think actually Storm may be a 10.
I think it is the
only 10. I think Dredge is a 9.8. Like they said, while the mechanics are really cool, it's something that they're not really a fan of.
They're pretty game breaking.
Well, this is interesting here. Sorry not to interrupt you, but Bloodghast swung, and he's opting not to block with Tarmogoyf.
Maybe he's gonna let it in because it's only 2, and he says, you know what, that just makes my Death Shadow bigger.
I know, but now you got to worry about, because with the other Bloodghast in the yard, a land drop here has another one coming back with haste.
Right.
I think he just blocked to kill it, because if Ryan doesn't get a land, he doesn't have Bloodghast.
Right.
Let's see what we got. Looks like a Tarfire.
Gonna Tarfire a Bloodghast?
That doesn't seem good.
A Narco Amoeba?
Narco Amoeba seems okay.
Yeah, I mean, it can fly over. That's about it.
I don't really like any good Tarfire targets here at all. But
no.
You're going to have to hit the Narco Amoeba here, because the only unblockable creature currently on the board.
Right.
And I don't hate swinging with the Bloodghast either, though, because it is, they can't block, so...
Right. Although, Brandon can't really race against them.
Right.
Either. So he is going to... I mean, he's dead on board right now.
Yes, technically we have 1 creature coming through, and I think that's the issue why you have to block that 1 Bloodghast.
Yeah. Well, even if he blocks the Bloodghast, he'll take 9 from...
Well, yeah, the last turn where he just let the damage come through.
Yeah.
Because now Ryan does not have a land. Now, granted, he has life from the loam if he wanted to get a land trigger.
Right.
But it's I think it's just a tough situation for Brandon to be in.
Yeah. Is Brandon sitting on a fatal push? That I guess I can't really see his hand.
I don't think so.
Nothing.
But fatal push only takes care of a blood gas in the situation because he has no way of permanently leaving the battlefield.
Right, but it would be enough at least for him to
survive next turn.
Survive
yes.
another turn.
It is possible to have Gore Clan Rampager and Teemo Battle Rage, but I mean that costs 4 mana, and unfortunately Brandon doesn't have any mana to deal with.
Yeah, there's no other card other than Fatal Push that can get Brandon out of this situation right now. So I mean, he didn't scoop, so he's either slow rolling or he's.
Yeah, there's Life from the Loam that's going to bring back Blood Gas number 2.
Well, now he's dead no matter what.
Oh, absolutely. I think this game is over. There's another Blood Gas. And how about we battle for 13?
Man. Dredge. You can tell with things like Dredge and Flashback that Wizards really, really wants a way to allow players to use their graveyard as a resource.
They don't want to kill it, but they want to balance it, essentially.
Right. Almost everything they've ever come up with ends up usually being way too busted or like not good enough at all.
I mean, like take the Eldrazi. They're just like, let's make this new waste mana and make these Eldrazi waste colors. It's like, okay, this would be kind of difficult to pull off. And they're like,
unless you're running Tron.
And it's like, oh, cool. People are casting Thought-Knot Seers on turn 2.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, we gave you a land that gives you 2 colorless mana for nothing, and all you got to do is play an Eldrazi. Oh, and by the way, all the Eldrazi are huge and really powerful.
4 mana 4/4s that exile a card from your opponent's hand.
Yeah.
I think Ryan, you got to swing sideways everything here.
Yeah, I don't know why he's being so conservative with his attack. There you go. I was going to say.
I think that's just going to kill Brandon. We're going to block an Amalgam.
He's still dead.
And you're going to take... we're going to go to game 3.
All right. There we go. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Brandon definitely needed to block the Blood Gas. Although... 1, 2, 3, 9... I think he would have been dead anyways.
I think so too.
Because he would have just gotten both Blood Gas back, and Brandon still would have been in 10, so they still would have had haste.
But still, I think conserving your life total there is a little bit relevant. I mean, you can hold out for a Death Shadow, but it's like, what's it going to do on that board?
Yeah. Interesting. Are you a go wide guy or a go big guy? You like big creatures or you like going wide?
I kind of like going wide.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, big creatures are cool. If I had a choice of, like, big creatures, I'd be playing lands in Legacy, or, like, Turbo Depths with Merit Lage, because that's what I would play big creature-wise.
I love Merit Lage.
But no, I'm a fan of swinging wide.
Yeah. Both are good. It's like, what would you rather have? Emrakul or, like, 15, like, 1/1 else?
Exactly.
You know? Alright, neither player did any sideboarding again. Both of them pretty confident.
Yeah, with the choices they've made.
Brandon's going to be back on the play.
Yeah, I think the Death Shadow aggro deck on the play is very strong.
You know, sometimes winning that die roll at the start can be huge.
Yeah,
because you can effectively either get the play and then just win the match in game 2, or you get the play, you lose on the draw, and then you get to play back again.
Exactly.
And it gives you a pretty big advantage, especially when you're running these more aggressive decks like Death Shadow or even a Burn. That can be like a good thing for you. Elves.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious that technically when you win like a die roll, you get to choose whether you want to play first or draw first.
That's true.
And I don't think I ever see anybody choose to draw. You just don't.
Not in this format, no.
It's just too slow. I don't even think in standard you would choose to draw.
I don't think so either. It
Yeah.
looks like Brandon is going to go to 6 here, and Ryan's pretty confident with the 7.
Yeah, but he does have a feels bad Narcomoeba.
Yep.
So. Man, and back in States a couple weeks ago, we had a couple Dredge players from out of town
Yeah.
come in, and a few of them took that deck pretty far.
Dredge is one of those
Yeah.
decks, like, it just wins out of nowhere. It can just come up.
All right.
So there is a
Brandon
bobble.
keeps and he bobbles.
He says, I'm going to take a look at my library.
Looks like a land. I can tell. Maybe it wasn't.
So we're going to see if he wants to fetch that away. He's like, yep, I don't want it.
Yep.
So we're going to go down to 17.
I think it's an interesting interaction with the bobble and the fetch lands.
Yeah.
Effectively creates almost like a scry 1.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just get to draw a card next to the next upkeep.
Right. Yeah.
People forget about that part. It's just like cantrips are cantrips. See if we have a turn 1 play here.
Gonna go to 15.
Oh, we're gonna cycle. We're going down.
Cycle
All right.
Street Wraith. Gonna cycle another Street Wraith.
We may have a
Down
turn 1 Death
13.
Shadow.
Can he?
Thoughtseize going to 11.
Oh man. So no turn 1 Death Shadow, but could be.
You
turn
gotta
2.
take a reunion, yeah.
Yeah. You don't want any of those other things in,
Well,
in the graveyard.
Just like that, Death Shadow is already a 2/2.
Yeah, wow. Well, turn 2 on turn 2, it's
Not terrible.
It's like pretty par for the course for like limited or if you're
Yeah.
just starting to play the game.
See if Brandon has it. He has a Liliana the Last Hope in hand, and I think it's Path to Exile also.
Oh boy.
So definitely a little bit of sideboard action, I think.
Yeah. I remember, I'm old enough to remember this, I don't know, you don't really see this anymore, but I remember when a core set comes out, and you go out and you pick up some core set cards, maybe like 8th or 9th edition, and, you play green, you turn 2 Grizzly Bear.
Oh, yeah.
Feels
I
real,
play Grizzly Bear.
Feels real great.
M13.
Yeah.
So, Unger does have a copy of Leon the Last Hope in hand.
Yeah.
That one's pretty good.
Interesting. I wonder if that was a mainboard or sideboard copy.
It could be a sideboard copy. I think usually Veil is the main board go-to with Hope in the sideboard. Hope obviously doing a little bit more here, obviously, because of Narcomoebas and Bloodghast.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really relying on him having the land drops to get back to Bloodghast, but we'll see what happens with this game.
Man, Liliana, you can tell that Wizards of the Coast definitely favors her, I think. Two different versions that see some play in Modern. You really don't see that many Planeswalkers in Modern anymore these days.
No, you don't. I mean, the top ones right now are obviously Karn and Ugin.
Yeah.
You got Nahiri, a Fringe play.
Mm-hmm.
Liliana, of course.
Right.
Both versions.
That's really about it. We'd be seeing more
Occasionally a
Jaces
Johnny
than we'd ever
Vengeant, yeah.
want if he was unbanned.
Right.
Occasionally a Johnny Vengeant, man. That'd be super sweet. I'm a big fan of Land Destruction.
Johnny Vengeant's really cool.
Johnny Vengeant's pretty sweet.
Trying to think of anybody else I'm missing. Excuse me. I don't think there's any other big contenders that I can think of.
Chandra Torture Defiance.
Chandra is
showing
showing up a little bit, yeah.
I run her in my Ponza deck. She actually feels really nice in that deck.
Chandra's really sick, yeah. You know what? Koth. Koth is also around because of Scred.
Yeah, and Scred Red, yeah.
And that deck is real.
There's a few, but outside of Tron,
right,
where you see Karn and Ugin, I feel like Liliana probably sees the most play.
Absolutely.
In the widest variety of decks too.
So here's Liliana the Last Hope. It's just going to tick up and no target, and I think Brandon's just going to try to ult this thing.
I mean, one way to fight Dredge is to have a never-ending, exponentially growing
zombie horde.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep.
It's like kind of meeting Dredge on their own grounds and being like, hey, I can do it a little better.
Yep. Except it's like when I block to kill your creatures, I get more back.
Yeah.
Or it's like I let you attack and I just double my army.
Yeah.
And then swing a lot at you. Alright, so we're going to have a landfall trigger. We're going to get back a Bloodghast.
Yep. Not quite.
One off of being able
Actually,
to attack.
looks like Brandon put himself down to 8 life, and I think we missed that.
Yes, we did.
So it does have haste.
That's-
Well, that's gonna...
I think you go at Brandon, though.
Do you go, Brandon? Do you go
I think you go Brandon. I don't think you worry about Liliana because it's going to kill your Bloodghast, but now you, whenever you get a land, your Bloodghast is going to be rolling.
Oh, he passed turn. No attack.
That is interesting.
And
there's
there's the
path.
path. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, what does Liliana need to ult? Is it
7.
7? Yeah. So, still, couple turns away.
Yes.
But maybe he didn't. Maybe he just wasn't thinking that it had haste for
It
some
happens.
reason.
I mean, like, when you
Yeah.
get into tight game 3s, it can get really close, and you just forget that sometimes you just forget what your cards do. It's
Yeah.
happened to the best of us. Alright,
There's
and a Death Shadow.
Death Shadow. Gonna be a 5/5.
It is a 5/5.
Going to Value Town with the 1 mana 5/5.
And we're going to uptick with no target. And we're just going to, he may just try to protect this Liliana here.
That will be, I think, literally the first time I'll have ever seen a Liliana ult go off.
That ultimate,
That
it
would-
happens a lot in Standard.
In Standard, yeah.
Unfortunately, the card is almost unbeatable when it ults. But it's still beatable.
Yeah. I think sooner or later, I don't know if Wizards will, but I think they should eventually come up with a way to interact with emblems.
Yes.
I was having a discussion about this the other day when I was up here playing Commander on Thursday night. We were talking about the emblems because somebody was about to ultimate their Dovin ban in a Commander game, which is super feels bad.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, a lot of the emblems sometimes can just feel really unbeatable when they come
Tamio.
out. And I know that Wizards wants the ultimates to be huge, swingy, game-changing ultimates. But there was a point where, they were swingy and game-changing, but not, just straight-up game-ending. And a lot of the ultimates these days do seem that way. I think it would be perfectly appropriate to have a Planeswalker with an ability, maybe at ultimate, or, a high, minus middle ability that can get rid of an emblem or something,
That would be cool.
So it looks like Death Shadow's going to come across for 5 here. We have another Bloodghast in the yard. We also got a Prized Amalgam joining now.
Oh, boy.
And there's a Haunted Dead. So this Bloodghast, if he can find a land, you can dredge back life from the loam. So we're going to have the Bloodghast come back and the Prized Amalgam
There's
come
life
back.
from the low.
Well, I believe Unger has Culligan's Command in hand.
Oh, man, that would be huge, because then he can... Then he only has to protect Liliana for one more turn.
Right. We're also trying to swing across, but he's got to be worried about the Haunted Dead and stuff along those lines.
So here comes Bloodghast.
And there's Amalgam.
Does it go Liliana? Does it go Brandon?
I think you still got to go... Well, I mean, Brandon, it make the Death Shadow bigger. But, I mean, if you can dredge into Conflagrate, this game can be over.
Yeah.
I think he's got to play to your outs here. It looks like he has a Bloodghast in hand.
hand, too, yeah.
So there's a fetch. And it's like... He might get a Blood Crypt here. Or an Overgrown Tomb. Yeah, there's a Blood Crypt. Gonna shock him down to 12. Bloodghast is double black. Which he currently does not have.
Yeah. Looks like he's actually at 11. Unless he just screwed up his life dice.
We'll wait and see here.
Yeah.
He could be casting a Golgari Thug. Alright, so Bloodghast is going to come across.
Is it going to Lily? Is it going to Brandon?
That's what we're trying to figure out. It looks like he says it's going to Brandon.
If he puts Brandon to 6,
Yep, there he is.
a death shot, oh man,
There's a Golgari Thug.
I'm brain farting right here.
Conflagrate?
No, Teamer Battle Rage.
Oh, yes.
Man. That puts him in, that puts Ryan in danger now of dying to that.
There's a Surgical Extraction that Brandon can cast. Brandon also has a Colligan's Command still.
Yeah. No real great targets for that.
I don't think Command can kill
Surgical
Thug.
Extraction.
Thug is a 1/4, correct? Or... I don't think he has
It's
a
just
top...
1/1.
Is he a 1? He's a 1/1.
Yeah.
Never mind, he is a 1/1. So, I mean, if Brandon wants to, he can deal 2 to the Thug and return something, but I don't think he has anything. Or make a... I don't really know what you want to do here, but Brandon's got to be really careful, though, because he can just die. It's 5 damage. It's lethal on the board right now.
Right.
But Brandon can take up Liliana and take care of the Thug. He may kill the Bloodghast with Colligan's Command.
Okay.
So, like, trigger off the Thug when it dies.
Did he cast Colligan's Command?
Yeah, he did not cast it. He took up Liliana to give the Thug -2, -1.
Alright.
He's going to put looks like a Faithless Looting back on top of his library. Brandon's going to shock down to 4.
Wow. And he can Liliana all now.
Next turn.
Next turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is dangerous, though. This Death Shadow is a 9/9.
Yeah, and...
Oh, no, Brandon got it. He's going to be able to Surgical Extraction target something in Ryan's yard, if this is good. And it will become a... Yep, it'll become an 11/11.
It'll be an 11/11.
And if Ryan's life total is 11, and Colligan's Command.
Oh, just Colligan's Command.
And that is the match.
And that does it. Man. Death Shadow.
Death Shadow showing some
Super
strength on the camera
strong.
tonight. I mean, yeah, you could have played better than that. That was a good game there. So these guys have about 8 minutes left in the round, which means our round is probably almost over down there. So we are going to head on down, see if we can't get the pairings for round 4 up soon,
Yeah, and then we will
and
be
get
right
back to you guys. So thank you for tuning in.